Welcome to the conversation part of the Upper Bowl podcast. We have the morning show host of 105.3 The Fan in Dallas, Texas, where he's been doing it with his co-host Sean Shreve for over 15 years. They are known for their conversation during the football season with Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones. He's done play-by-play work for the NBA G League Texas Legends. He's also was on the MGM network. I'd like to welcome to the program. He's been a Dallas media circle since 2002. The most prominent Tennessee volunteer alumni that's ever been on this show in sports media. RJ Choppy. RJ, how are you doing? I got to say, who's the best alumni at University of Tennessee you've ever ran into, by the way?
I've never met him, so I can't say Peyton Manning. Man, it's tough. Jason Witten.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
It's tough to top Witten.
You could say Allen Houston too, also.
Allen Houston. Yep, no doubt.
Aaron Foster, now he's like doing media of Barstool, some of his stuff. He's kind of prominent. There's not that many big ones anyways.
No, not in the media. Although like we're getting more that are in like our level of media, not like the national.
Yeah.
Woody Page.
I did not know Woody Page.
Woody Page.
I thought he was like a Denver guy anyways. Like he's a Colorado guy.
Gene Wojciechowski. Remember Gene?
Yes.
Yep. Another one.
He was on Around the Horn back in the day.
Yep. There's plenty more.
That's good. That's crazy. I got to ask, since you are from the Northeast, a New Jersey guy, what's the best thing that's happened to you in radio since you moved down south, would you say?
Best thing that happened in radio?
Yeah, that you've done anyways.
God, getting a job. That's like step one. That's like step one, right? That's the hardest. Yeah. It's the hardest damn industry, man. It really is, because there's like, it's almost like there's one job. There's one job per time slot, really. Maybe two, if you're lucky, and we gotta, now we have a 3-person show. We had a 2-person show. Dude, like getting a job in this thing, because you got to find someone who thinks you suck the least of all the options, right? Because we all kind of suck in some way.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to find someone who thinks that you're the most tolerable of all the people out there, and you got to get lucky, and you got to know somebody. I mean, it really is the hardest part of it, is getting that first job.
Yeah, that was my problem. Is it's like right after college, couldn't get into Columbus, couldn't get into Detroit. I was like, okay, might as well go home and try and figure out some stuff anyways. And like, it's like, let me try Miami of all places. Like, all right, that's how that, and it worked out. I was like, all right, sweet. I've been here for 4 years at least. So,
a 20-something in Miami, that's kind of cool.
33.
Well, but like when you first get there, right? It's like, it's when you're starting out your career. I mean, dude, it's expensive, right? Miami's expensive, but I mean, there are a lot worse places that you could be. I had a guy, it was my uncle. He was like, I know this guy who's who owns like some radio stations, or is the GM of some radio stations. But the problem is you got to move to Hawaii. I was like, oh, darn. Whatever would I do in Hawaii?
Yes.
I'd have the guts to pull the trigger, because I was like, what could you possibly talk sports out there?
Warriors football.
Right. And then probably like Lakers and
Dodgers. Dodgers.
Yeah.
Maybe 49ers football.
Right. That's it. Right. So that might actually be okay, because you got like a lot of teams but I don't know. I was just like, I don't know. Hawaii. That's cool. Fun.
I got to ask, you're from New Jersey anyways. Yeah. What made you want to do sports radio? Because like me, like I didn't want to be a doctor, or I didn't want to work in the hospitals like my parents did. What made you want to do radio and stuff?
I really didn't want to. I wanted to work in transportation.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to be like a pilot. And then when that, I found out real quick, I was bad at math. I'm real bad at math.
Same too.
And I got somehow I don't know how I had to have guessed right. I got like a 620 on my math SAT. I have no idea. I have no idea how I did that, because I couldn't get out of algebra 1 in college. It took me 3
times.
Me too. It took me 3 times to get through algebra 1. Geometry I'm okay with. So I wanted to do like something in transportation, trucking, airplanes, something like that. And I was through my first year at Tennessee, and I was like, I am not getting into the business school, so I got to find something else.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked to some counselors, and I was like, give me something that has no math, like where I am done with math. And they said communications. Cool. Let's go into speech. I didn't know English either. I couldn't do English either. So
you sound like me almost anyway.
I know, right? So I went into that, and halfway through my third year there, I interned with a radio station, a guy named Tony Basilio in Knoxville. He's still there, still doing radio. And that's how I got into it. But I had no idea. I didn't think this was even a possibility. Like, I used to listen to Mike and the Mad Dog as a kid, but I mean, that was just like, how do you get that job? I don't know.
That was me too. It was like, how do I get that job? Or like, here's another one, like Tony Byrne. Like, I want to talk funny shit like that at least on the radio at late night at least.
Yeah, and like, I just had no concept of this being a real profession. So when it kind of fell into my lap, and I was able to like, oh, okay, I'll get an internship here, and I'll get a job here doing overnights, but it was like board hopping.
Mm-hmm.
I just did it.
That's crazy. Like, for me, it was like, couldn't get here. Like, you need to like at least like Ohio State. It's like, can you just let me just work? Like, I'll show you.
Yeah,
that was a big thing. I was like, I went to school outside of like an hour outside of Columbus, Ohio. I was like, you're not a Buckeye fan? I was like, no, I just want to work. Come on, trust me.
And that's the thing. Like, you can. I started in Dallas. Like, my parents were here. They had moved here when I went to college. So I just got a job at the ESPN. The ESPN station had just opened up. It started like in May of the year I graduated. So I got here like in June.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just living at home. Like, I mean, there's, people bounce around, they start in small market, and they get like behind a mic and they work their way up. And I was just like, I just was fortunate to be in DFW. And I mean, I didn't get behind a mic for the first couple of years. I was just doing board hopping stuff, but eventually they let me on. I waited everybody else out. Like, everybody else had to get, they had to get real jobs. They had to make money. And I was living with my parents. And I was like, this is free. This is easy.
Definitely, for sure. What's the big thing you've seen in DFW sports from like when you started in 2002 to now, would you say?
Biggest thing I've seen?
Like the biggest changes from everything from we start in 2002 to present time, would you say?
Well, the city's much bigger.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that.
It's much bigger. When I got here, I mean, it was probably 4 million, and now it's 8. It's a lot of people. This is obviously this is the whole area, not just downtown. But the amount of people that have moved in here that aren't necessarily like, local sports fans are now part of the market. Like, this was a town that was, they were one thing when I got here, and now 30 years later, because I've been here, I got here in 97, really as I moved here in 97, it went from a, kind of a provincial town to now this is like a global city.
Mm-hmm.
That's easily the biggest change, because we've had to change with that. Like, you can, I always wonder, like, how many let's say Cowboy fans live here. Yeah. There's 8 million people in town. Let's just say there's 4 million aren't sports fans, right? Just get rid of them.
Yeah.
All right. And then of that 50% that you have, of that 4 million that you have left, how many are Cowboy fans, right? How many are football fans? How many want to consume it on the radio? So you keep cutting that pie.
Dividing it up anyway. Yeah. It's like a pie almost.
Right. You keep dividing it up. And now it's like, okay, well, is this city so big that we've got, like, of the people who are willing to listen to sports radio, do we have like 50% Cowboy fans and then 50% everybody else? How do you work that? So, like, there's a lot of changes that go on when you're such a city, like, global city. And, New York has the same problem, in LA and Chicago, Miami. Like, they all have these same issues that we're dealing with, because everything is growing. Like, all these cities grow.
It's like when you look at it, like, since 2020, like cities that like areas of growth, like Texas and Florida, you have more like transplants have ever, like, moved there ever and stuff. It's pretty crazy when you look at, like, I always ask me like, do you listen to sports talk radio? It's like, yeah, I work it, but it's like if I'm in my car, it's like I throw it on and see what's going on, so I stay in the loop at least,
Yeah, and I like to listen to a lot of, like, when I'm in the car. I mean, I listen to podcasts, listen to music, but, like, I'll listen to our local station that I'm on, obviously, but I enjoy just listening to the national perspective on things, because I feel like I get a lot out of that. I like to sit there and listen and think how wrong they are. It's like, wow, you guys are way off on that. When stuff happens with, like, Cowboys draft or whatever, it's like, wow, you guys are completely missing the point as to what's going on. Or Mavericks, with the whole Luka thing.
Yeah.
I love to listen and see what the national perspective is and see if it's right, wrong. Maybe I get a new idea on something that I could piggyback off. I mean, that's kind of how it is.
That's like, I've kind of done that too. It's like, okay, what are they saying about the Heat? Because I've kind of sort of like, I'm not a Heat fan, but it's like they need at least tank a draft, tank a year to get a top 5 pick, but no one wants to do it or commit to it.
No one wants to do it. And if you bring it up, it's like they get mad at you.
Yes.
The fans will get mad at you. Why would you want to do that? I'm like, all right, well, look, I mean, you're going to win 25 games this year. Or you win 22 games and you get a better draft pick. Like, what is the difference? It doesn't matter. Because who was it that said? Was it Steve Ballmer? No, it wasn't Ballmer.
No, he wouldn't say something.
No. It was somebody who said that they didn't care. Fans don't care whether the team wins or loses. Was it
Jerry Reinsdorf? He said something like about that.
I feel Cuban said something like this too, but it may have been Reinsdorf. Anyway. And they got murdered, and I'm like, guys, outside of the NFL or college, do you ever remember the outcome of the last game you went to?
Oh, shoot. That's a good one. Like the last time I went to a game?
Last time you went to a game as a fan, do you remember the outcome of what happened?
Flyers Kings this past year on a Thursday night. Flyers won in a shootout.
Okay. You had to think about it.
Yeah.
We went to Rangers Yankees like 2 weeks ago. I couldn't tell you the score.
Mm-hmm.
I know Aaron Judge hit a homer.
There you go.
I don't remember the score. And I remember who pitched. It was DeGrom and Schlittler.
Okay.
And I was like, that's why I want to go to that game. But you're there to be entertained.
Yeah.
You want to win. You obviously want your team to win, but you're there to be entertained too. And that's the whole point. Like, we're so into the football world. Outside of football, you just don't remember. You don't remember who wins or who loses these games that you go to, because you go to so many of them, or they're so inconsequential because there's too many games. You forget.
Like for me, it's like hockey is like, okay, let me choose my few games I want to go to, then like figure out. Like football, it's like I really can't leave, but if I do go, let me pick the ones I want to go to. If like I go by the rules, like if I'm an Eagles fan, I go if the Eagles are in Florida, I want to go see them, Mm-hmm. And if there's another game, it's like I'll debate if I want to spend the money or not, That's just me.
Yeah, and spending the money.
That's my problem now.
I'm blessed. I could make a phone call, get to some of these games, but I don't know how the average fan pays for this. I have no idea. We went to that game. We went to that Ranger Yankee game. And, I got the tickets. I didn't pay for the tickets. They were lower level. They were like third row. It was great seats. And, parking's $45. And you want to get a beer, you want to get a mixed drink. You're looking at another $20 pop. Your kids want to get chicken tenders or whatever, a burger. There's another 15. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how the average fan does it.
Do you think it's bad that like the average fan, like even though we're blessed that we can go to games whenever we want to, do you like hate it how like the NFL's nickel and dime us put on every like streaming platform? The NHL is going to do it. The NBA, half their games are behind a paywall or over the air. And MLB is like, okay, it's like some Sunday night games are on Peacock, or like you have to buy everything else pretty much.
Look, I'm a baseball fan. Baseball is my favorite sport. For whatever reason, and we talked about this today on the show, I don't care that the NBA and Major League Baseball make me pay extra to watch these games.
Yeah.
I fully believe the NFL is a public service.
I like that. I agree with that.
I think NFL games should be all over the air. I think they should be all free to watch on TV. Are they still tax exempt? I don't. Are they? I have no idea.
I heard that. It's like I was driving. I was like, I want to check this, but I don't want to get in a wreck.
Yeah. But like, we pay for the stadiums. There are antitrust exemptions they have. The game should be over the air. The league is. They're not. You can't tell me. So the NFL owners got like, what they get like $3 million each to put the game on Peacock in the playoffs or something like that, or Netflix.
It was no wait, it was Prime 1 year, then it was Netflix. It was Prime.
Yeah, I mean,
By the way, an NFL league is not a tax exempt, by the way.
It's not anymore. Okay, because it used to be. I know it used to be. I wasn't sure if it was.
In 2015, the NFL voluntary relinquished the tax exempt status of 501c6 professional football league.
So. And they did that. They did that to be able to get this, right? Where they're paying for streaming and everything.
And also get rid of the blackout rule back in the day.
And the blackout rule. But I mean, we're paying for these stadiums. And I hate putting my hand in other people's pockets. I hate it. Mm-hmm. I don't like to do that. I'm a free market absolutist. But I mean, is that extra $2-3 million that you got worth, upsetting your fans?
Mm-hmm.
Like there still needs to be a competitive. There needs to be some kind of competition to allow them to force them to lower their prices on things. You want to gouge me for tickets at the game? Fine. I don't go to the games anyway. I do believe the NFL is a public service. Like it's all we care about as a country. It's the only thing we can all agree on. The only thing we can agree on is the NFL is great. That's all we can all agree on.
Unless you're an SEC country, it depends where you're at.
Right, and I'm an SEC guy. Like that's my number one. I love college football over pro, but I recognize what the NFL is.
Oh yeah. It's a public service. Everyone comes together. You have parties for the Super Bowl. There's certain bars that are like, I'm an Eagle bar, I'm a Steeler bar, I'm a Cowboys bar. Like you don't have that in baseball, anyways, unless you're in the Bronx, anyways.
It's the closest thing we have to the to European soccer. It's the closest thing we have.
Do you like the European soccer invasion of U.S.? Because I don't like it. I don't get it. Like I don't get the point of it.
Are you asking me do I like where they come here and play?
Yeah, where they come here and play. Like I look at it like, what's the point of this, anyways?
Yeah, I love national team soccer.
Yes,
you get to the Euro, you get the Copa, you get obviously
the Gold
FIFA
Cup.
World Cup. I love all that. I'm all in. When the Euro is on every 4 years, I'm in. I am in on that. When the World Cup comes on, I am stopped down. I'll watch every damn game I can. But I just don't care about the day-to-day of soccer. I don't get the culture of soccer. I don't get the ties. I don't get all that crap.
Is it because we're both Northeast guys and we just what's the point of this, honestly?
No, I think it's generally America,
Mm-hmm.
Like we are a one champion country. I do agree with one thing that soccer does. Like I do think that the regular season needs to have more value than we put on it.
Oh, great.
We put no value in the regular season in the U.S. I think if you win, I think if you're the best team in Major League Baseball through 162 games, you're the champ. Like that's how I look at it. Like you're the best team. I don't need the trophy to tell me who the champ is. I know who the best team is, whether you win it or not. Like soccer kind of does that, right? They've got the EPL, they've got the regular season champ, and they've got their whatever the hell they call it.
They have the UEFA Champions.
Yeah. To me, the best, if Man U is the best team in the EPL, they're the champs.
Exactly.
They're the champs. So I that's why I hate upsets. I hate upsets. Mm-hmm. It throws my pH balance off.
Especially college basketball, especially.
Man, that's the one. It's I don't mind it because it's crazy. But man, baseball's playoffs. There's upsets left and right.
Hockey
playoffs all over the place. I accept it in those. I hate upsets in college football. I hate upsets in the NFL.
What's the one college upset you just hate the most? That comes to me quickly.
Oh wait, historic, the one historic.
Anything that comes to your mind to piss you off the most.
It's funny because it was such a great game. I really like the Texas USC game.
Yes,
USC was just they were running away with that football game, and then Reggie Bush for whatever reason decides to throw a lateral near the goal line, and after that it was just Texas just ran away with it. But USC was going to run them out of the building, and they didn't. And Superman put on his cape, and they wound up having just the most unbelievable game you'll ever see.
Oh yeah,
that one was that made. And also, I think I was wrong. I was wrong on that one too.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with being wrong about that. It's like I looked at it, it was like I didn't know any Texas fans at all except for one, and he gave us shit the whole time. So he thought USC was going to roll. I was like, yep, we'll accept that we're wrong anyways.
Like the Giants titles over the Patriots bother me. That 07 one bothers me a lot.
Okay, I hate that one the most actually
because they shouldn't have lost.
No. Because I wanted Packer because I hate the New York Giants for passion.
Yeah,
that was one. It's like I rooted for the Cowboys. I felt dirty, but it's like hell with it. I just want the Giants to lose anyways.
Yeah, the 07 Giants beating the Cowboys is another one.
Yeah,
basically any of the one and dones that Manning had just bothered the hell out of me. For I should say all of them, but the Pittsburgh 1 and 05 was that was the Vanderjagt miss.
Okay.
And then the Ravens in 2012 with Denver, the Jacoby Jones, Hail Mary with like 30 seconds left. It's like, what's going on here?
What are we doing?
So yeah, they bother me. They bother me.
That's for real. All right, I got to ask you this. What's the one thing you've learned about Jerry Jones since you started interviewing him? How did that come about, by the way?
How did the interview come about?
Yeah, how did it start? Was it like the early days? Did you guys like that was the first big thing you guys wanted to do? Have like Jerry Jones was Jerry's idea?
He's been doing that for way longer than us. That is as far as I know, he's been doing that for 30 years. Yeah, that's just contractual with the station because we have the games, and whoever has the games, Jerry gets. Jerry comes on twice a week. So we love it. And what is the one thing I learned about him? That he doesn't care. He doesn't care. He doesn't care what you say about him. He doesn't care what you what your commentary is, as long as you don't get personal. So like, you don't bring up personal things about him. Just don't be personal with him. And then he is totally cool with it.
I feel like I grew up on the clips and I was like, okay, I want to hear what the question was instead of the clip, So it's like, I did like a little like, oh, okay. That's a great question. Anyways, now I see why Jerry's pissed about it,
Yeah. He doesn't get angry with us all that often. We're not a contentious interviewing show. We'll ask a question. My whole thing is like, and Sean does a lot of the questions anyway. That's really his. He loves the interview.
Oh, really?
He loves all interviews. He loves all interviews. I just like to hear myself talk. So that's.
We both do, anyways.
Yeah. So I'll let we'll ask a question, and most of the time we go into the interview having 4, 5, 6, 7 things we gotta hit, and we have a pretty strict clock, so we don't really go over it. Jerry doesn't. They've got a time on him too. So if we ask a question, instead of doing a follow up about like, well, we're trying to catch him in a lie or whatever, we'll move on to the next topic because we find it more important to get all these topics in than to just harp on one question. So, the way we conduct the interview is, we're trying to get as many things in as we possibly can because we think there's so many things that are important just to bog down on one subject.
What's you like? What do you like to usually ask him about league stuff, or usually what's going on?
I love to ask him league stuff. Like that to me is that's what's that's what they'll put that on Sports Center.
Yep.
I love that because I'm also interested. And I think people are interested in the league stuff too. Like Cowboy fans are interested in what goes on with the day to day, but we got plenty of Cowboy fans who aren't listening. They absolutely are in the league thing. Now, he's not going to answer questions on the Ravens,
no,
right? But if there's a league issue, he'll absolutely comment on it.
What was one league issue he loved to comment on the most usually?
He doesn't. Well, I'll tell you, when the only time we ever got a call about not addressing a topic was after we had talked about Kaepernick with him for 3 straight weeks.
Oh,
and on the 4th week, we got a call and they were like, "Hey, no more Kaepernick today. You've done it 3 weeks in a row." But that was those answers that he gave on those. I mean, those were the ones that kind of stand out. I don't remember exactly what was said, but like the fact that he was so willing to talk about it. Yeah, he doesn't shy away from really anything. He just didn't want to talk about it 4 weeks in a row.
I can't blame him on that. Anyways, who's one owner you wish you could do that with? But that's not Jerry Jones or locally in DFW.
That I wish I could talk to.
Yeah, do that with Jerry Jones, but with another owner. Would you say?
I mean, I bet when he was alive would have been great to do it with Steinbrenner.
Oh, that's a good one.
But I don't think he would have been as open as Jerry to everything that Jerry's willing to talk about. Ooh. I'll tell you, man. I think
I got one. I don't know if you agree.
Great.
Ballmer will be entertaining. The Toronto, not the Toronto guy, not the Toronto owner. I would say probably like back in the day, one like Dr. Jerry Buss would be entertaining at least.
Yeah, Buss would be for sure.
Buss would be entertaining.
Yeah,
God, there's a lot of good. I think Eddie DeBartolo before he got the charges of the gambling incident. I think he could at least be entertaining.
Man, I'm trying to blank. I mean, because I don't really think of it that. Bisciotti in Baltimore would be cool.
Okay,
the way he talked about Harbaugh, that they were going to fire him. Like, how much if they won? How long would that have? Given a mistake? A week?
The final week.
Dan Snyder.
Oh yeah, he's an all-time. Josh Harris now, anyways.
Tepper's a nut job.
Tepper's a nut job. God. The Ford family.
In Detroit?
Yeah, in Detroit. I feel like they could at least be entertaining.
I don't even know who's the owner there.
Is it Martha Ford or something?
That's right. I could see that.
Martha Ford would be entertaining.
John Henry.
Henry right now, yeah, he would be
Henry right now. The way he's going.
Henry would be. I think is there an owner like if do you hate how owners are like now buying like other teams in other leagues like John Henry has done?
Yeah, if it impacts one team. Like
he only cares about Liverpool pretty much.
Yeah, that's a problem. Like, they shouldn't. I don't like that they own teams and I don't like that the owners own multiple teams. First of all, these teams are too expensive anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You've got guys. You have private equity buying up franchises now, and they've got so much more money. Like you can't go look at all the teams that are being sold. Individuals don't have this kind of money. You're a team like the Dodgers,
mm-hmm.
where you got a group that buys them up. What's that?
Braves got bought by Liberty Media.
Yep. Right. The Blue Jays are Rogers meet, right?
Yep.
You got groups. Well, who would have thought who would have thought that the Steinbrenner family is like one of the 10 poorest in Major League Baseball? You never would have guessed.
I would never knew that anyways.
But they are. They're like the 10th poorest ownership in the whole sport.
Is the McCaskey the first one then?
Like the poorest?
Yeah.
Your poorest owners are the ones that have been around the longest because they bought the team at such a cheap price. Like, Jerry Buss bought the Lakers and the Kings, right? For like $70 million. Jerry Jones bought the Cowboys for $100 million. George Steinbrenner bought the Yankees for $10 million. They don't have
$10 million is crazy.
$10 million is crazy. But they don't have this generational wealth accumulated. They had enough money to buy the team. That's still like a lot of cash, but it's not the kind of money that the Guggenheim has.
No,
Dodgers, where they've got 10 guys that are all billionaires that own that team,
which is crazy.
It's so the teams. You want to be a fan of a team that sells your franchise like today, to some group that's got gobs of money and not somebody who's been around for 50 years in the sport because they don't have the cash flow.
Who do you think, like, out of all the poor owners, who do you think will be the first one to sell? You think would the Caskey family be the first one to sell? You think that we should be worried about?
They've owned it for 1,000 years, right?
Yeah, or the Rooney family,
the Rooneys, the Maras. Well, Tisch is going to wind up getting knocked out of it, I think, right?
That's what I think too. Yeah,
I think he's going to sell, or at least, hand it over to his children.
think Lori probably. I don't think Lori would, but it depends if his kids want it though.
Yeah. He might be the most likely, just depending on what goes on with that. But yeah, I don't know, because like if you're the Jones family, the Bus family got out, right? But if you're the Jones family or the Steinbrenners, like that thing's been in your family forever. That's kind of who you are. It's your identity.
Yeah,
I think you're gonna have to find a child who just doesn't want it anymore.
That's the main thing. It depends like what kid wants a sports team or not, anyways.
Like Stephen Jones, I'm sure, as Charlotte, I'm sure want this. Like I'm sure they want this. Do the grandkids?
Depends.
Yeah, it depends. It depends on like, what are they looking at? Are they looking at like is somebody going to offer them $30 billion for it? In 15 years, Stephen Jones and Charlotte, they're not kids. They're not 40 years old. Are they going to want to do this for 20 more years? Let's say 20 years goes by and Stephen and Charlotte's children and Jerry Jr.'s kid are like, let's just say like we don't want it. We don't want it anymore. And someone's going to offer us $35 billion by that point, maybe more than that. Who knows?
Would you think 60 or 40 or 60 billion, you think? Was that too much of a
sell for?
Yeah.
Like right now?
Yeah, but we're going right now. Like the last one was like the Panthers went sold, or the last NFL franchise to get sold was the Redskins. Whoops. They got sold. The Cowboys would probably double it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Because you're going to sell for more than you're worth anyway, because it's going to go up in value.
Yeah.
The Cowboys probably could sell for 20, 25 billion. Who has that money?
That's amazing. It's either Bezos or some like bunch of people. So Washington, we got sold for $6 billion.
Yeah. So the Cowboys, and that was what, 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, July of 2023.
Yeah. So I mean, the way these things go up by like 30% every year.
Yeah. So probably like 12, 20 maybe.
I would say closer to 20,
which would be crazy.
You got to convince them to sell. They don't want to sell. They don't need to sell.
No, they're not going to sell. Not going to sell. All right. What's your thoughts on baseball this year so far? As we had what was your thoughts on WBC? Do you like it or no?
I love it.
I think it's the most entertaining thing. I just wish it was a better rotation of where the final was, but Miami, I'll take it in Miami though.
I love it. I think it's great. I think people love stakes.
Yes.
That's what we have come to find out. Like, you put stakes on something and they'll watch. Masters got 14 million people watching or something like that. People love the WBC. I love the Olympics. Give me something to watch where there's a trophy on the line.
Oh yeah.
That's what they love. So
I did enjoy us talking about figure skating on the timeline, by the way.
Dude, I'm a big fan of it. Big fan.
You got me into it, by the way.
Dude, it's great. It is great. I'm telling you, I never thought you could never have told 17-year-old me that in 30 years I was going to be posting on social media about men's figure skating or ice dancing.
Yes.
Or pairs. You could never have told me that, ever. That I would know the games.
There was nothing to watch before the Super Bowl. I was like, this is perfect to watch anyways.
Great. It was great. I loved the biathlon. I couldn't have told. When I was 17 years old, the two most boring things I ever thought that was ever on TV was figure skating and biathlon. And now those are my two favorite Winter Olympic sports.
I love handball for summertime. Whenever they have that, that's like perfect.
And I'm a stick ball guy. Like I'm a stick and ball sport guy. I love handball. I don't get it, man, but
it's entertaining. It's entertaining. Stakes, entertainment. And I think we had a joke on the show a long time. If you create a handball team of any NFL player, who would it work out well? It was like, I think I said Dawkins, Calvin Johnson, Barry Sanders, and maybe Peyton Manning.
As handball.
It has a handball team, yes.
Peyton can't even feel his hand. I don't know how he play handball. He can't even feel
in their prime, though.
Yeah, their prime. But no, back to baseball. Like the season so far, it's so early.
It's the first quarter, I call it.
Yeah, you're 40 games in. But dude, like the rookies that are here this year, awesome.
The ABS has been entertaining though.
The ABS has been great. I a couple of games. First game I went to, I was like, all right, I got to see how they do this ABS. That is drama. They have found a way to manufacture 6 extra instances of drama per game. Give it to me.
Oh yeah.
Give it the more we get on our phones and our computers, and the more we get away from kind of being present, we need things to keep us entertained. We're dumb people. We need.
I remember,
and the ABS keeps me entertained.
The thing I made, it was funny. It was the Cincinnati Boston game where Cincinnati like challenged almost every call, and it was overturned. I thought it was the most hilarious thing of all time on CB Buckner.
Oh, every single call. That was a wild day. I mean, he had it was like 26 in like a series that they had. It was crazy. He was awful. And we're seeing like the umpires, the oldest umpires are the ones that are getting overturned at the highest rate.
Oh yeah,
and it makes perfect sense. Like my eyes are not nearly as good as they were when I was 30 years old.
No,
and I'm only 46. I'm not 60. Yeah, I think it's really, really hard. I don't know how they see it. I really don't.
Like that's what I've tried to figure. Like, do they have like an invisible, like their mask? Is there like an invisible box like where the strike zone is?
Well, when I was umpiring as a kid, and I umpired in high school, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things they taught us is those masks, the bar.
Yeah,
the bar is your higher and lower strike zone. So if the ball crosses, goes in, crosses the plate, and it's below the strike zone, that's a ball. If it's above the bar, that's a ball. That's kind of how we did it, right? But first of all, I don't know if that's an exact science or not. That's kind of like the way they taught us.
Okay.
But now with the ABS, strike zone's different anyway.
It's been entertaining. It's been so funny, anyways. Like whenever I do the Marlins games. It's like if there's a good challenge and the Marlins overturn, it's like let me grab this. It makes it great drama, anyways.
Do the Marlins? Do people watch? Like, are they a draw?
So you're gonna laugh. The most important thing down here is football. Dolphins, Hurricanes. Then Miami Heat basketball. I'll throw the Canes basketball before the Marlins, at least. I call this Miami's the worst baseball town of all time I've ever been in.
Panthers?
I say the Panthers are above the Marlins. And even though I love baseball and I love hockey, it's kind of like, okay, it's hard to, like, because you have so many transplants that live here anyways. Like when the Yankees come to Miami, it's a Yankee home game. Like, I don't know if you watched last year, it was like every New Yorker was there anyways.
And the Marlins swept.
Yeah, the Marlins swept the Yankees, which was crazy.
I wasn't sure how, because I'm always interested in about where baseball ranks in all these cities, because it's number 2 here. I mean, college football is number 2, but of the 4 pro, it's number 2.
I always wondered that too. It was like, I know Cowboys is one. I always thought the Mavs were number 2 anyways, before everything.
If the Mavs are really, really good, then yeah. But if teams if they're just even, then it's the Rangers. It's a really good. I mean, the youth baseball here is phenomenal. Phenomenal. Oh. It's South Florida, North Texas, South Texas, Atlanta, Arizona. Like, those are your big dog, high school and youth baseball areas. And
would you throw the Carolinas in there yet or no?
And we do a lot of youth baseball stuff. I haven't dealt much with them yet.
Okay.
But we're starting to, we're just, my oldest is a sophomore. So this summer and next summer is when we do our big traveling. So I'll get a better handle on that this summer. We did a little bit last summer, but for the most part, this summer is the big one that we're going to do. And then we'll come to South Florida next year. That's what we do next year, South Florida.
We'll definitely link up then. How do you like Skip Schumacher as manager of the Rangers?
His messaging's pretty good.
Okay.
Right? It's pretty good. I don't have a great handle on him in terms of the in game yet, because they're starting pitching so strong.
Yeah.
He hasn't had many opportunities to really mess up the bullpen. So I don't have a great handle on it yet, but his messaging is really, really solid. I like him. We've had, Banny was here. Banny was a good friend of mine. I hated to see him go, but I heard the rumors that the players were, kind of lukewarm. He doesn't agree with that. I know that. I've talked to him about it. And then they had Woodward, and he was just kind of not. He was
not in tune.
I don't want to say he was over his head, but they also didn't have a very good team.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't spending a ton of money either. It was the end of the ballpark, and then they get Bochy in here, and then that was just obviously as good as it gets. But what happened last year and then the previous year, like we stopped seeing development after this World Series. Josh Young didn't develop any better. Evan Carter didn't develop. We needed Wyatt to develop. And Bochy was, he's a 70-something-year-old guy. He's not there to develop young kids. He's there to win. You send Bochy to the Dodgers. You send Bochy to the Yankees. You send Bochy to Philadelphia, right?
Cubs.
You don't send him to a place that needs to get some guys growing because that's not what he does. Schumacher, coming from the Marlins, is what he needs to do.
Yeah.
And if I remember right, that 84-win Marlin team they had, didn't they set the record for the most one-run victories?
Yes, that was 2023 season, yeah.
Which is a crazy thing that's never going to be duplicated.
No.
But you're going to have to fall into a little bit of good luck to do that.
Yeah, remember they swept the Cubs. I think they 4 games swept the Cardinals that year too. And I think they took some games against some other people. It was like that was like actually an entertaining Marlins team at least. Like they're able to watch them the whole time. Like I go by like, are they watchable? Yes. Like Sunday is like, oh, I don't want to. Sunday they're not with Bally anymore, so they're over the air. It's like, oh, they're on Peacock. Let me just go buy Peacock and be entertained at least for an hour or two.
Let's see. Was that? I'm trying to think that Marlin team.
Jazz Chisholm was on the team.
Yeah. Was Jose there still, or had he already?
He already passed. He passed away already. Jose Fernandez, yeah.
God, that was. Oh, so this was Sandy. Sandy was on
the team. Yeah. Oh shoot, there's some players on there. I remember watching them a lot. Anyways, it was a good reason to go to the ballpark. Anyways,
yeah.
Like the Marlins, like when they're entertaining, they're worth going to. Anyways, like this year, they're entertaining. Well, like I haven't had a chance to go yet, but it's like I want to see what they can do against the big team.
That's that park.
Not my favorite. I don't like baseball indoors.
I hate it indoors.
I'm an outdoor guy, honestly. It's just like give it to me outdoors. Like I understand.
You guys open it a lot.
They don't open like during the opening series. They opened it, but it's rare once like the summer months I call it, like from May to August or September. They don't open it at all. It's just like locked shut.
Man, Houston's completely locked shut. We are next to locked shut.
Mm-hmm.
Arizona opens it a lot.
Arizona opens up. I actually like your ballpark too. That's the funny thing. I went in 2024 actually.
Was it open?
It was closed, unfortunately. But I was like, it was more liveliness than Marlins Park because Marlins Park feels like a library half the time.
Well, it's because nobody's there.
Exactly.
This place has the Globe has got people in it, but I hate it when it's shut. It's got some aura when it's open, man. It really does. Like it's a nice park when it's open. It's not the best in the league by any stretch, but when it's open, it's a nice looking ballpark.
I see the biggest complaint whenever I see it on clips and everything is that you can't hit home runs. It's a horrible hitter's park.
So I went through a Chat GPT rabbit hole.
Oh,
on Globe Life Field dead ball theories.
Okay.
All right. And we're gonna do this on the show.
So we're getting an exclusive here, anyways.
Yeah, we'll get an exclusive. But it was talking about like theory 1 and why it's turned into a pitcher friendly park. The ball doesn't carry wide, the humidor, the temperature inside the park, and how the temperature has changed over the years. If it's 95 degrees outside and it's 72 degrees inside, it's going to be cooler, denser air, which less carry. There's theories that they used to have a door that was open somewhere in the park and it made the floor too slippery. Somebody fell, and now they closed that door, and that door does everything. There's talk that there's a barbecue joint in the building that smokes their barbecue, and the smoke is too thick, and it doesn't allow the ball to carry. These are the craziest theories that I've ever seen, but like they're all out there. And, like they kept the temperature at like 74 degrees in 2023 when they won the World Series, but ever since then it's been 71 degrees and whatever it is, right? And now they're trying to boost the temperature. There's so many of these theories. I went down this rabbit hole. It was great. I can't wait to go through this thing again and try to and bring this to the air and try to really figure out what's going on.
Should we just get rid of the all humidors and see what happens?
Yeah.
I'm down with that anyways.
Because it's not the biggest outfield in the world.
No. The ball could fly out of there.
It's a normal size outfield. Now there are some that are bigger. There are some that are smaller. But I think it's a league. If you took the square footage of the outfield, it's pretty fair.
Yeah. It's not like it's not like the teams that the teams like Oakland had like a huge outfield because they have to get ready for the football stadium, It's not like that.
It's nothing like that. It's not like that. It's not like San Diego when they first opened it, when it was in right field, it was like 430 feet.
Yeah.
It's not like that.
Definitely. Here's the other thing. Are they going to keep you like the Rangers going to keep you entertained till get you to football season? What do you say? Is that the rule? Like we always say, have us entertained during the summertime months and get us to football. What do you always say? That's what we say down here.
We used to say, get us to training camp. Yeah, just get us to mid-July. But they're what are they, a game out? 2 games out. I think they're gonna. The division is not good.
Oh yeah,
there's plenty of opportunity to stay in this division. If they don't win the division this year, with Houston being an absolute mess, with Seattle, Seattle couldn't score with a fistful of 50s.
No,
their offense stinks. Does anybody trust the A's?
Not me.
Does anybody trust the A's? The A's can't pitch.
And summertime hits, that place is a launching pad almost.
Yeah, and so they hit. They do hit, but they can't pitch. So if you're the Rangers, you have to win this division this year. You got to go for it. You really got to go for it. And I don't know what, because you first of all, you don't know if there's a season next year. If there's not a season next year, that means that you are going to get 2023, 24, 25, 26. If there's not a season next year,
6. It'll be 6 years. It'll be 6 years since the last Rangers World Series.
Well, not only that, Jake DeGrom, his contract is up.
Oh.
So, right after next year. If there's not a season next year, this is your last run with DeGrom. And it's your last run with Eovaldi.
Wow.
And Jack Leiter's going to be, coming up on potential free agency. So is Mackenzie Gore. And then Corey Seager, he will be out of his prime.
Oh yeah.
You have to go for it this year.
Are you worried about the baseball lockout as much as I am?
No. Because Rob Manfred has never lost a game.
Okay.
That is his. What a turnaround, by the way.
Yes.
Rob Manfred, I've always thought Rob has been a good commissioner.
Mm-hmm.
I like him. Rob was hated for years.
Mm-hmm.
All these changes he made to improve the sport, and they did improve the sport.
Yes.
They made it more watchable. I get it. Nobody likes the ghost runner. Nobody also wants to sit through 18 innings. I understand the old school who hate it. I totally sympathize with that. But this is how I look at it. Baseball already has me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here whether the game's 5 hours or 250.
Same too.
They don't need to cater to me. Cater to my 13-year-old and my 16-year-old. I think I have a 16-year-old. He doesn't talk to any of us. He just sits in his room. So, but cater to them. Get them watching. You already have me. I'm not going anywhere. I've been here since I was 4 years old, and I'll be here when I'm 94. Knock on wood. So find a way. And he did. He found a way to make it better for them, for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't think that he is going to stain his legacy by leaving with a missed season. They will not miss a game. They may not get what they want, but he won't miss a game.
Do you think a salary cap's coming?
No.
Or a floor?
The floor might. The players are never going to adhere. They're never going to allow for a cap. and they should. And I hate salary caps, but they're never.
I do too.
They'll do a floor.
I think it'll be fun with the floor, anyways.
Yeah, I mean, look, there are if the owners want a salary cap, right, they're going to have to give the players. They're going to have to give the players free agency after 4 years.
Oh, that'll be entertaining though.
And they'll never do it.
That's a problem.
They'll never do it. You got to ask yourself if you're the owner. If you're the Pittsburgh Pirates, would you rather have Paul Skeens for 6 years and no salary cap, or Paul Skeens for 4, which really means probably 3 because you're going to trade him, and a salary cap?
Ooh. 6 years. 6 years to come. People come to the ballpark. Yeah.
And if I'm the Pirates owner, I'm going to Paul right now. By the way, like the Tigers and the Pirates, they've already signed these kids out of minor leagues for $100 million deals. Yet Tarek Skubal's never gotten a contract offer.
Which is wild.
Has Skeens gotten one? But if I'm the Pirates owner, I'm going to say, here, Paul, here's 10 years. Here's $500 million. Say no. Say no. And if he says no, he says no. Right? And then you could go to your fan base and say, guys, we tried. I offered him 10 for $500 million. What do you want me to do? Make him say no.
Do you think he'll end up on the Yankees or Scoob will end up on the Yankees?
I think they'll probably both end up on the Dodgers, for crying out loud.
Which we don't want to say.
The Yankees don't sign anybody like that. They don't. I honestly, I don't think they have the money. Like, I really don't. Like, I don't think the Steinbrenners have the money. Or at least they're cooking the books to say they don't have the money. But they're cash poor. They're a cat compared to all the rest of these teams. They're quote unquote poor, which is crazy.
How much have you guys enjoyed the NHL playoffs, even though the Stars were eliminated in the first round anyways, since the Mavs kind of traded Luka?
I was really in on it, and then I went on vacation. And when I was on vacation, I didn't watch a single thing. So ever since I've been back, the Stars have been out of it. I tuned in a little bit because I wanted to see Carolina. That team is rolling. And I love Stanky. Stanky Owen's our guy, right? He was here. We traded him for Miko, and that trade is aging like a banana, like an avocado, right? With every game, Stanky scores a goal or gets a point. It's like twist the knife a little bit. Still would have done the trade.
I would too.
Done it, but I mean, he's turned it into a really nice player, and he's only like 23.
I hate the Hurricanes because that was the old Whaler team.
Oh yeah, I mean, all those. What was the Avs were the
Nordiques, the WHA.
Yep.
So people ask me, like, what's the one team you hate? Like randomly, I was like Carolina Hurricanes. Like why? It was the Whalers, anyways. And like they wear like like the Titans do with the Oilers jerseys, and they wear the Whalers. It's like, no, you can't do this.
Yeah, that's a slap. That's a slap. The fact that the Titans own the colors to the Oilers, that's a slap too, man. You can't do that. Once you move, you got to lead everything. You got to leave the tradition behind.
The Ravens did it right. Like you have the old Brown stuff. Like there you go.
Yeah, they did it the right way. The NFL was smart to make them do that because, Art Modell, getting that title was just a knife in the side of Browns fans.
Oh yeah, definitely. All right, let's do a fun Q&A. We do this with everyone, first time guests only. All right, who's on your Mount Rushmore sports owners, and where is Jerry Jones?
He's on there. Are these ones I've covered, or just in general who I think is best?
Your opinion.
Jerry and George have to be on there.
I have that too. So I'll give you mine if you want mine.
Who was the Broncos owner who passed away recently?
Pat Bowlen.
Bowlen. They always had winning records.
Yeah.
They were fantastic. Boy, that's a tough one to find in somebody else. Who's yours?
Jones, Steinbrenner. I put Ed Snyder up there, the old Flyer owner, before he passed away, because he brought hockey to Philadelphia. I know marketing. He's a global entrepreneur and stuff. He did that. You said Bowlen. That's another one I have. The other one I have is a very random one, honestly. Dr. Jerry Buss. It's like between Bowlen and Dr. Buss.
Man, I for some reason, Buss has to. Yeah, the Rooney family. Bill Veck is one too, right?
Yeah, he's entertaining. You got people got the doors.
Like that to be like the owner. Like I think part of being an owner, you got to be like you got to have some P.T. Barnum in you.
Yeah,
and you got to be able to make money. So let's go with Veck. Let's go with Jerry, George, and Bolin.
I like it. What's a sports take you've had that your co-host Sean Sharif still gives you crap about? By the way.
Well, let's see. I've had a lot of bad ones. He still gives me crap. He doesn't give me. I had Peyton over Tom for so long.
I think I did too, by the way.
He gives me crap that I have Matt Ryan over Ben Roethlisberger still.
I can get behind that one with you on that one.
I think Matt and Jared Goff are the two most underrated quarterbacks of the last 20 years.
Oh yeah, he took the Falcons franchise from the dead and brought it back immediately.
Yeah, they're brain first quarterbacks. They don't have elite. Neither one of them has an elite arm.
No.
I'm surprised Jared can grip a football. He's got the tiniest hands in the league. But they're so
smaller than Alex Smith.
Right. They're so smart with where they know exactly where to put the ball. You want to get me sports horny?
Yeah.
Be a quarterback that's on time with your throws.
Okay.
That will get me sports horny. And they are. They are. Yeah. So I think it's that Matt. I have Matt Ryan ahead of Romo, Rivers, Ben.
Which I agree with anyways. Eli. I kind of look at anyone over Eli in my book.
Anyone over Eli.
Anyone over.
AOE.
Top 5 Super Bowl cities you've been to.
Well, look, we got a little lucky with what New York was still amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It had by far the best media party. By far. It had the best Radio Row guest list I've ever seen. So it's hard to beat that one. I don't know that I ever want to go back to it because you're tempting fate with the weather.
Mm-hmm.
Vegas is, I think it should be in Vegas every year now. I really do. It was awesome. Vegas was great. We haven't done LA. We've missed the LA one. We've never done Miami either. I've never done Miami.
Whoa.
No, I know. I've never done Miami. I hate New Orleans. New Orleans actually is a really good Super Bowl city.
Okay.
Phoenix. Give me warm weather, man. Phoenix was great. I enjoyed Tampa when I was there. I enjoyed Atlanta.
Okay.
There hasn't been. Minneapolis was terrible.
That was in a mall, which is dumb anyways.
Yep. Indy's a good city for that. I don't like Houston.
Okay.
I don't like anything that's spread out. Anything that's spread out, I don't want. I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear again. Miami
is spread out. I'm just gonna tell you that ahead of time. So.
Yeah. The thing is, it's such great weather. Just rotate it between L.A., Vegas, Phoenix, New Orleans, Atlanta, and Miami. Just rotate it like that.
What sports team or team do you still root for no matter what the sport situation? Would you say? What are teams you still root for?
Tennessee basketball, Tennessee football. That's it. The Go Vols, baby. That's the only team that I live and die with. Everything else, I've got a bottle of Macallan 18-year that has never been opened. I bought it in 2016. Gifted in 2016.
Okay.
I don't know what that thing is worth today, but I will open it when Tennessee football or basketball wins a championship.
Okay.
If that day ever comes. If not, then, my kids are going to get a really awesome bottle of scotch.
What will win first? Vols football, Vols basketball. I wanted you guys beat Ohio State 2 years ago, by the way, really badly.
Oh, yeah. Basketball.
Okay.
And it'll happen this coming year.
Okay.
This team is going to be good.
One thing that Texas needs to adopt from the North and vice versa, would you say?
From the North?
Yeah.
Well, I hope nothing, because that's why we all moved down here. Italian food.
I like that answer.
Italian food. That or allowing gambling.
I was going to say that was my next one, gambling. Yeah. But you got to do it right, though. Just don't do like what Florida does. We have one sports book anyways.
Wait, what happened in Florida?
So Florida, you can only bet with Hard Rock Bet only. So there's no DraftKings, no FanDuel. No
well, you know what Oklahoma does? I don't want them to do what Oklahoma does.
What does Oklahoma does?
So when you go to a casino in Oklahoma, if you're playing blackjack, you got to do those ante. You got to ante 50 cents a hand.
No.
Yeah, and if it's over a certain dollar amount, it might be $50. Then it's $1 a hand.
Ridiculous.
You can't sustain success. It's impossible.
That's ridiculous. That's an outrage. Who's got a better show catalog that you like between HBO or Showtime?
Ooh. So my initial thought is HBO. Because you got Curb, you got Game of Thrones, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got Sopranos, Wire,
Entourage.
Eastbound. I never saw. I haven't seen half of those. Showtime though is edgier.
Yes.
Weeds, Californication.
Great show,
right? I still think the catalog on HBO is better.
Same here. What's one sports story you wish you were able to talk about on the show? Any sports story.
Like could be past or present.
Past or present. Yeah, past or present.
30 years ago?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, man. Dude, I like anything that's edgy. You know, I would tell you anything that's edgy. Like I'm trying to think. Nothing stands out. We don't usually shy away from stuff.
OJ.
Like chase. In the moment?
Yeah, in the moment, yeah.
Yeah, the OJ thing would have been pretty. Yeah, OJ. Let's go with that one.
What was it like to have Chris Russo on the show during Super Bowl week? By the way, that was a great interview, by the way.
Thank you. That was fun. I could have gone 30 more. I had so many questions. I had so many questions for him that I wanted to get in. He is a treat. He is a national treasure. And I don't know how a guy in media has gone 50 years on air and he cannot pronounce the most simple names.
Mm-hmm.
But he is so likable. And I think that's what like people didn't realize about him with, you know, when he was doing the show with Mike. Mike is such an insufferable ass.
Yeah.
That it overshadowed how amazing Chris Russo is and how likable he is and how goofy and clownish he is. Like it is, I loved it. We were not supposed to have him.
Whoa.
So the story is, it was going to conflict with an interview that we had. And we were supposed to have, so he was supposed to go on our other show.
Mm-hmm.
And we said, no. Because they know I'm the biggest Russo fan to say. I was like, I need him. So we traded Katie Nolan. We were supposed to have Katie Nolan on. We traded Katie Nolan to our midday show, who they love. They have a great rapport with her. It worked out great. But I was going to be so mad. if Sean and I didn't get Chris Russo.
That was a hell of an interview. I'll say that for sure. Like I got a joy out of that. That's the funnier thing. And the funnier thing is my parents have ran into him in the country club in Norwalk, Connecticut.
Oh, at Shorehaven?
Yes, my parents go to that one. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Even though I went up there for my dad's retirement party, we did not run over. Like, that's fine. I don't need any other radio people here, because I was like, I had to listen to everyone's takes from the Dolphins, the Red Sox, and the Knicks. Anyways.
Yeah, when he went down the list, he had us rolling, man. When he went down the list of who the top, what the ranking is of New York sports, and he starts busting out Seton Hall.
Yes.
I'm like, come on, what are you doing?
No, not Seton. Get out of here.
End it. You don't need to go that far down the list.
No, it's the major four, and that's it. And you'll figure out that anyways.
Yep.
That's awesome. RJ, promote yourself wherever it could follow you, and wherever it could listen to you anyways.
I am on social media at RJ Choppy on Twitter or whatever you call it. At RJ.Choppy on Instagram. But of course, find the Sean and RJ show on your Odyssey app. Also, wherever you get your podcast, YouTube.
Yep.
Watch it on YouTube as well. Twitch. So check it out. 105.3 The Fan. Sean and RJ, 6 to 10 Central.
RJ, great to have you on. You're now a recurring guest of the podcast. Thank you.
All right. Let's